to another exciting episode of Millennial Talks. Thank you for joining us today. And always remember to tune in by 10 a.m. every Thursday to join us on the discussion. Today, we're going to be discussing something very important that touches millennials and businesses alike: the importance of understanding the millennial language in your business. So today, it is important to note that millennials make up about 27% of the total world population, and in order to actually meet and understand or communicate with millennials properly, you have to understand the language that they speak. So continue with us as we continue this conversation. Hi, Josephine.
Hi, Bukunmi.
Welcome on the show.
Thank you very much. So basically, communicating with millennials sometimes, especially when you are a business owner, could be like rocket science. But it is important for us as businesses, just as we said before, it's important for businesses to understand the millennial language, because this is the generation that is taking over. They're the generation that is influencing. They are the generation that they are doing the biggest things. So if you're not communicating to millennials as a business owner, you are not communicating at all, because we are leading, basically.
Exactly, because we actually control, the impact of millennials is being felt in businesses world over. Innovation, technology,
yes.
branding, anything you're talking about, even financial sector, we are disrupting things. So businesses or as people need to learn to communicate, and communication is kind of like it is a two-way thing.
It's not just two-way thing, right?
Yeah, it's not just one way.
And just as you have mentioned all these areas, there's also the marketing aspect, which is the key aspect for any business. If we look at this generation, this millennial generation, they are actually leading when it comes to marketing. Look at the number of influencers we have across social media. So if a business, whatever, like as a business owner, if you're not, working with the millennials, you're not moving forward. Now, majority of businesses in this 21st century, their businesses are, their key audiences are the millennials. So this episode is just for us to understand as business owners, how can we reach, how can we communicate to, and how can we win this audience over.
Yes, it's very important.
Yes.
And now we're going to be discussing salient points as to how we can, or businesses can actually communicate to business,
millennials, yes.
to millennials. Yes, and I think the first thing we have to understand is authenticity.
Yes.
Like, as a business or as a brand that is trying to reach, these people, reach millennials, young people generally, you have to be authentic.
Of course.
Millennials can smell fake from afar.
Even on social media, when a brand comes at millennials, like bringing a hidden message somewhere.
Yeah, and you're hiding. You want to sell something, but you're trying to hide and make it and package it. They can tell that this is really fake. So authenticity, that's what we're seeing, brands like Nike. For example, International Women's Day, we saw this very authentic ad from Nike, and we saw that Nike, used the pregnant women struggling and how to, pregnant athletes struggling, and they passed the message accordingly. It was nice. So even if you didn't like Nike before,
yes,
you would still want to do something with them. So it's about understanding the language, being authentic. Authenticity is the first thing for reaching out and connecting with millennials. Your brand has to be authentic.
Yes.
They have to know, okay, what exactly are we doing? You can't be trying to sell something and be using something else to catch their attention.
Yes.
It might work for the baby boomers. It might work for the older ones. Or even Gen Z is worse, but let's just focus on it. It might work for the older generation. And you just talk and say all the story. Then at the end of the day, and they'll still buy. Yes, they'll still purchase you.
But this one, no,
they will not patronize you.
No.
They won't. They won't really. So what other thing do you think? What other strategy do you think is important for businesses to take in order to connect with millennials?
I think as businesses should understand that apart from being authentic, just as we have spoken before, millennials they are very sensitive people, so they can always get the message you're trying to hide. Another thing with millennials is that you have to deal with them on a lighter note. When it comes to millennials, they don't want any brand that is too serious.
Yes, they don't. Yeah, that over serious.
That over gang. You're like, please stay away from us.
And funny thing is that we're so intelligent, we're so innovative that you don't have to you don't have to make it too serious in order for it to make it look like, oh, you're doing something, so important. Because we can't truly understand.
It is very, very difficult to captivate their attention.
Yes, captivation. So
if you are trying to reach out to millennials and you're sounding too formal, there's a research has shown that millennials are more likely to relate with brands that are more personnel, brands that can relate to them directly. Like you spoke about Nike earlier. And when you spoke about them, you mentioned that they were sensitive towards women. They use all sorts of people. Now, those are the kind of things that millennials can relate with. They feel like, okay, you understand how we feel and you're trying to communicate with us. So, if you are dealing with millennials as a business, you have to make sure you're dealing with them on a lighter note. Don't be too serious.
Yes, and at the same time, don't be too
playful, because they won't take you serious. So you have to try to strike a balance, which is very important.
And in addition to what you said, we also have to note the fact that they have a very short attention span. So if you are going round and round and round in circles before you get to the point, trust me, we live in a world where the information is just coming in. Like just by the slide of your finger. So once you're talking to me, they just slide past, and it's a very digital world. So you need to really ensure that you do not bury the message. Don't bury the message. Just go ahead. Okay, this is what we're doing. You can create a buzz around it. You can create an idea around it. You can create I don't know how to put it. Just create something beautiful around you, but at the same time, your message is being passed.
Yes.
Do not bury the message. Just go ahead. You can just come up with I think there are a lot of brands. That's why we have this global brand right here. Doing so well with branding and all of those things. So you just don't bury the message.
Yeah, that's true. To add to what you just said, just as you said, millennials have a very short attention span. There's something I used to write a lot, and I tell people, I say, it takes you 2 seconds to captivate a millennial's attention on social media, especially with the fact that we're evolving in the digital age. With the COVID-19 that happened last year, everybody has, diverted when it comes to businesses. Most people are on the digital media space. So as a business owner, you need to understand that it just takes 2 seconds for them to get distracted. So if you're passing out the message, keep it short, keep it simple brief, but still pass your message across. Because if I'm on social media, whatever you're putting on is not. I'm just like, if it doesn't catch my attention, I don't stay to read.
Yeah, just to add to what you said, just so that our viewers don't think, we are talking entertainment, maybe focusing on the entertainment part of social media. There's also something called edutech. In education, there's a lot of innovative ideas going on.
Yes.
In fact, I think I was on YouTube yesterday, and I saw an ad about just a normal school teacher teaching physics, chemistry, with the use of technology. So he said all you have to do is buy the flash drive for your children, buy the CDs, then you can connect them, you can contact them if you have any technical issues. So we are seeing innovative ways. So it's not just about social, maybe, so our viewers don't get the impression that, maybe I'm just here to care about entertainment. In education, also, we're seeing.
But we're at this moment, we're talking about businesses, and the focus is on businesses. And the truth is, 80% of business in this century, especially in this day and age, this tech day and age, they need to use the social media and the digital platforms to promote their businesses.
Yes, and which is what in every sector
of sales that they would be making will be coming from the digital space. So the truth is, they need to understand that this target audience that they're focusing on, that they are trying to get the attention of, they need to understand how they can communicate. And the best way to communicate with them is be brief. At the same time, pass your message. No millennial is going to stay when you are boring them with just go straight to the point.
Yes, exactly. Just go straight
to the point as a business owner, and pass your message. If it is your images, make sure they are direct, straightforward, and they can captivate the millennials. Exactly. Because like we said, these people they have very little attention span.
That's because there are a lot of people competing for their attention.
For whatever brand
there's a lot of competition.
So
just exactly the same thing that you're doing. Exactly. So there's competition. So if they don't feel wanted, if they don't feel like it's a space where they can be themselves,
or they are confused.
Exactly.
Imagine you're trying to sell bread, but you're talking about other things that has nothing to do with bread. Then I'll pass through. I'll go to someone who says this is bread, and I'll buy it.
Simple, and create something about it.
You are talking about bread, and you want to sell bread to me, and you are trying to talk about the nylon. I'm like, what's my business with the nylon? And I scroll past it.
And I got someone else that that's going straight to the point.
Exactly.
So I also have to diversify your delivery methods. So not every platform. There's some for some businesses you have to like probably do a website, focus on your website, try building your website. For some businesses, you might have to make use of social media platforms that you have to in-app purchases and all of those things. So you have to diversify your social media platform, diversify your digital, marketing strategies.
That's
so
true.
there's some times that on Twitter there's some type of marketing you can't do on Twitter. You can't grow your business. There's some kind of business you can't grow on Twitter because it's very visual business.
Yeah.
For example, if it's a knowledge business like ProShare, it would work so well on Twitter, and ProShare is doing so well on Twitter. It will work so well. You see, because it's a knowledge business, people want to read. It's something people have to read. So, and they read, it's bit by bit, bite-sized information. That's what they take in. So, for a business who is really focused on visuals, maybe your video streaming platform, whatever it is, you will have to use a platform that is more, that is more video friendly.
Yeah.
So for example, if you're a logistic business, you'd have to use maybe all the platforms together. If you're a fashion business, you might have to, so you have to tailor content, according to whatever digital platform that you are using.
And speaking more on that, you also have to know that millennials are very well distracted, as we have been saying. We've said that like 1,000 times already. But like for instance, millennials don't stay on one app. They use. So 1 minute they are using.
I'm using on Instagram. Even me.
Twitter,
next minute I'm on Instagram or LinkedIn or whatever.
As a business owner, you can't just be on one platform.
Yes.
You have to diversify. You have to be on. If you're on Twitter, be on LinkedIn, have a website. There should be multiple places where your information can be found. So that if I'm on Twitter, I see this message. I'm on LinkedIn. I see it. I'm on Facebook. I'm like, okay, let me even check these people. What are they on about? Yes, all over the whole place. Let me even see. Yes, exactly. It's like
exactly.
You are everywhere. So I become curious. You can trigger their curiosity, and to add to that, communicate both ways as a business. As a business, you need to understand that millennials are curious people. So if you're trying to sell as a brand, and you are always talking about yourself.
Yes, thank you. You talk about what you have to offer them, not
millennials are not interested in who you are.
Yes,
they are very much interested in what you have to offer. What do you if you walk up to
exactly, and how does it help their life?
Exactly. So these people are interested in value. They are interested, they are curious. They want to know how your brand can affect them.
Their business, and how do I benefit from it?
What do I have to gain?
It's not about you coming and telling me, oh, we are the number one this.
Do you know this?
We are
very language that's very common among millennials. Among millennials, it's very, very common. It's something, but it's not in recent days. It's not used as much. But at one point, it was even a song. Who you help?
Yes.
Who you help?
Yes.
So by the time you start talking about yourself, you just hear something like who you help and they move on.
Yes, because that's why we talked about authenticity. It's fake. To them, it's fake. You are promoting yourself.
You're trying to talk too much. No, give them the details, the benefits.
And how
I think when it comes to business, it's always about balance. You always have to strike a balance. You are passing you are selling your brand, but at the same time you are selling value
and what your brand can do for them, and how they can benefit,
what they can gain them. What value is it giving to them? If a millennial is always asking themselves like, what can I gain from this?
It's just like, for example, I'm trying to read for my CFA, or I'm trying to read for a professional course, and you are a tutor or you're a training center, and you're saying, oh, we have the best training in Nigeria. We have trained hundreds of professionals. They won't buy that. What the millennial wants at that point is, how can I learn better, efficiently, that will make me pass my professional course? So you sell your value, sell the success, sell the process that you're going to use to give that person what they want, or get them where they're going.
Make them understand that, look, this tutor or this lessons you'll be taking are of great value to you. Do you understand?
And if you don't
bragging, not bragging about. By the time you start bragging, they're just like, this person is just trying to sell.
Yes,
but by the time you sell to their inner soul, I call it inner soul. It's like you trying to it's like when a
I
brand
think
says
in marketing, it's called emotional marketing or something like
intelligence.
this. Yeah.
You have to add some, especially when dealing with the millennial. Like I said, but they're very, very sensitive people. So
yeah, very set.
So
You tweet
if
one thing, everybody are
if
taking
they
it.
feel like you don't care about them, you're not concerned about them, they
You
don't
only
want
care
to buy
about your
from
own
you.
business.
If
Or
they feel like the only thing you care about is
how to make money.
how to make money. If they feel like
Off
you're not
them.
trying to, yes, and you're not trying to sell value, there's nothing for them to gain. It has to be both way thing. So that's why it's very important as a business to communicate both ways.
And and moving on in this conversation, everybody has to go digital.
Oh
really, if
It
you are
is
not,
too
if you don't have a digital platform for your business, we're seeing businesses close down because they don't have digital platforms. For example,
Yes.
Debenhams in the UK locking down their Top Shop and the rest of them, locking out their brick and mortar
Due to
businesses.
the coronavirus.
Yes, and we also saw the recent frenzy between GameStop, Robinhood, and Reuters. We can see all these things and how their business models are, is causing a lot of frictions, and it's not working because millennials are looking, okay, how we are here, how can you, serve us? How can you meet our needs?
About 40% of millennials spend at least 15 hours on social media daily, which is why, as a business owner, it is important for you to
have a website.
To be on social. It is too important for you to be on social media, because this is you're saying millennials are your target audience. You need to go to where your target audience are in order to be able to reach them or captivate them. So if you're not in the same space as them, how do you want to reach out to them? Especially in the social distancing age and the coronavirus age, where you cannot hold big seminars and conferences, and you can't do the street thing that you do and share flyers as it was before.
Who shares flyers these days?
I can't even remember the last time I saw people
on your website
flyers.
You should have an Google Ads plug in where you can do ads. See, what we have is e-flyers now. Nobody is sharing flyers anymore. So you have to go digital. Find a way to digitalize or digitize your business anyhow you like. That's why I'm really excited about education, and seeing how education is even going techy and going technology is innovating that space, and it's a very huge opportunity for education in Nigeria, because I noticed that before coronavirus, I used to see a lot of children, going to school on the road and stuff like that. But I realized that after coronavirus really disrupted the educational sector. I'm coming to work this morning. I'm seeing that less children are actually going to school compared to before COVID. And I'm seeing that I think a lot of the education must have been disrupted. Talking about the poverty, and some of them, their parents have lost their jobs and all of those things. But if we have opportunities where a child can go and buy a CD or buy a package to learn and practice for WIRE, practice for GSSC or whatever it is, and just go online. You don't know who is going to need those services. The value you provide.
So the emphasis right now is just that as a business owner, you should always understand that the digital way is the way to go. And the last one of the the most important things is also including others in your conversation. It is just too important, because millennials, they buy into word of mouth more. Say for instance, I buy a dress from a particular place and it fits me well. 5 other of my friends will be like, where did you get this dress? And they're also definitely within my age range, and they would want to know where I got that beautiful dress and also want to buy. So as a business owner, it doesn't matter what kind of business you're into, be it the food industry or the financial, it doesn't matter what business you're into. Always know that millennials, they depend more on people that they trust, like influencers. They depend more on their friends. In fact, if you ask a huge number of millennials, they will tell you that their buying of a product was influenced by somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Within their group of friends, or buying something. Like if I bought a particular brand of phone, it might be because
I saw it with somebody,
use it, and it's really nice. And people, when people buy a brand of phone, they can say, have you tried this phone? It's really amazing. The camera is great. And then 5 other people are buying it because of the word of mouth. So you need to involve others, be it influencers or people that people that are trusted in that sector.
Exactly. People that are trusted in that sector. For example, if you're selling a financial product, a fintech product, you would need someone who is trusted in that sector, someone who has done it before. For example, Flutterwave recently signed a deal with PayPal. So when Flutterwave, if they are still trying to ensure they penetrate more into the African society, financial system in Africa, a PayPal collaborating with Flutterwave would give the brand more like say admiration. The millennials would be able to relate more to them. They'll be like, oh, okay, PayPal, a whole Elon Musk and Nigeria, so they can penetrate with their products more in those sectors. So as businesses, you need to connect with millennials. And if you followed us this far, thank you for following us. And as a business, you need to ask yourself, what am I actually connecting with millennials, and how are my strategies working? Because a lot of people, I'm online, I'm not making sales, I'm not doing, are your strategies working? And how best can I do more? What more can I do to ensure that I connect with millennials?
Yeah, another question you need to ask yourself is my business positioned in a way that will speak to and captivate millennials? It's a very important question. You need to sit down. If you've not asked yourself that question before, you need to sit down and ask yourself these questions that we have put out there.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can successfully say yes, then maybe you're on the right track. But if you cannot successfully say yes, my business is positioned in a way that will captivate my target audience, especially if they are millennials, then you need to sit down and re-strategize in order to move your business forward. Thank you once again for joining us on today's episode. Thank you for, joining us on the discussion.
Yeah, it was a pleasant conversation.
What do you think? It was a great conversation.
Yeah, it was a pleasant conversation.
Okay, so guys, if you would like to follow us on all our social media pages, please look at the screen right now and follow us across social media. And, stay tuned for the next episode of Millennial Talks.
And for more information regarding the financial market, log on to www.proshareng.com.
Thank you for joining us.